Welcome back, Vicarious viewers. My name is Vicente, and today we are finishing off with the last episode of Loki, episode 6, For All Time. Always! Now, I am really excited for this finale. The full runtime is only 46 minutes, so I'm assuming this is going to be just over half an hour, about 36 minutes, which for a finale is sadly short, in my opinion. I was hoping for something that would maybe be a bit longer, but who knows, maybe it's girthy. Maybe it has like tons packed into this runtime. One can only hope. I am wondering how this one will end. Will this lead up to events for Doctor Strange 2? Will we get any more cameos or unexpected visitors in this one as well? In the last episode, of course, you had them traveling Journey into Mystery to the end of time. Loki got pruned, so did Mobius, then Sylvie pruned herself, and they find themselves in a desolate wasteland roamed by a few other Lokis and other marauding people under one of the Lokis' leadership. And they are all being tracked down by some massive cloud demon that apparently erases everything at the end of time. They also learn that this might just be the guard dog to whoever is holed up at the end of time. Is this the person that's been pulling the strings at the TVA this whole time? Our Wizard of Oz, as it were, the one that made the robot replicas of the Timekeepers. How is he communicating everything to the TVA? Is this a he or a she? Is it just one, or is this possibly three? This could be three individuals, each one representing one of the old timekeepers. I do have a few theories. My main theory right now is that it's Loki. That they're going to get there and there's going to be between 1 to 3 Lokis at the end of time, and they are previous variants that have already succeeded in what Loki was trying to do in the first place. I think that he, she, or they possibly are the one that created the Nexus event that found them. Maybe this Loki knows that our Loki, the one that we're familiar with, maybe he's on the correct timeline to become him, so he's trying to preserve that. Or maybe he just has a soft spot for them. Because I'm still convinced that the Loki and Sylvie falling in love, creating a Nexus event, I don't think that's entirely plausible within like their set of rules. Because how can them falling in love create a Nexus event if they were about to die there anyway? It should have made no difference if they were not going to be saved. And it was the Nexus event that actually alerted the TVA to where they were in the first place. So I think someone created this to like scope them out. But why? I don't know exactly why. Is this somebody, even if it's not a Loki, does that person still have a soft spot for either Sylvie or this Loki and wants them safe? Although Morbius and them did say they'd never seen a Nexus branch like this before, so maybe just the fact that they were falling in love did create an entirely new kind of Nexus event. But if it did, I would need some kind of better explanation of why. My next theory, but I would say unlikely, is it's Wanda. Wanda is the one that is controlling the TVA because in her pursuit of her children, she has already found her children, been chased by the TVA, and created her perfect little family life at the end of time that no one can interfere with anymore. So maybe this is Wanda. She's found her kids, she has her vision, and she has her white picket fence at the end of the rainbow. That would link into and possibly open up the plotline for Wanda breaking the multiverse. for Wanda's role in Doctor Strange 2. So, who knows? I mean, if it's not a Wanda or a Loki, I'm at a loss. Maybe it is like Mephisto or Kang the Conqueror, someone we haven't seen before, but it's all like, oh, new villain, someone that's going to be introduced here for the rest of the MCU that will play a bigger role later. But I don't see that happening because so far with WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they haven't really like been big on like introducing big players right at the last episode. All of these seem fairly like tight woven, like standalone stories, and having this be a Wanda or Loki, mostly Loki, would be a nice tightly woven story. So that would seem more logical to fit into where these MCU shows have been going. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. Please be aware that this is not considered a market substitute, so I hope you guys have watched this on your own with your own legitimate copies, with your own legitimate subscriptions. Speaking of your own legitimate subscription, if you would like to watch along with me or you don't see your favorite part in my reaction on YouTube, feel free to join me on Patreon, where you can queue up and watch along and see my entire full-length reaction there. But let's go ahead and jump into this finale.
The Nexus event the two of you caused, I think whatever that connection is, can bring this whole place down. This is...
Oh, yeah. And if all of the agents are realizing that they're variants, they may be less inclined to follow the orders and may start abandoning their posts. Oh, yeah, and I really did enjoy all of the other Lokis. Alligator Loki was pretty sweet. Biting off the hand of one of the others. Nice castle there. Knock, knock.
Way to go, Tic Tac!
This is the same song that Captain America and Peggy were listening to. Oh, this is new. Sound clips of all the Marvel movies. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Okay, this is the place at the end of time. Quite the entrance.
Are you going to tell me not to kick the door in?
Not made a difference.
Well, if you think it's a bad idea, I prefer you to speak your mind.
It's like, I am a bit nervous. I would be cautious, because you gotta wonder, like, what kind of powerful being would be controlling all of this.
I have been waiting for this moment my entire life. I just need a second to get my head straight, okay?
Someone took the initiative for you. Miss Minutes?
How would you like to win? You can kill Thanos. You want the Infinity Gauntlet? Yours.
That
Roll that
is
card? No problem.
quite the offer.
How would you like to wake up tomorrow with just a lifetime of happy memories?
But they'd just be memories. They wouldn't be a life.
Exactly the way you've always wanted.
This makes me think it is a Loki. I was thinking the only way they would be able to stay on the timeline without making any waves is if, like, they were secluded somewhere that no one ever goes.
Wow.
And who are you?
He who remains.
She's still calling me out.
Yeah, I would still be very wary.
Come on in.
Is this Kang? Is this their interpretation of Kang the Conqueror?
Loki.
Sylvie, thank you.
Timekeepers are fake. We're all variants. What mission?
It can't have been for nothing.
Because she can't believe that her whole life is a lie.
Yeah, sorry, Mona, that's not going to work out the way you think it is. Now that we know your secret.
The pen.
What did you do?
That was where she was from. Is it where she was from?
What the hell are you doing in my school? That isn't Judge Renslayer.
That's where she was from.
Every step you took to get here, I paved the
He
road.
created the Nexus event that led the TVA to them. Right?
You just walked down it. Without the me, without the TVA, everything burns.
And what are you so afraid of?
Me. I've been dubbed many names by many people. A ruler, a conqueror,
Kang.
he who remains, a jerk. Not every version of me was so pure of heart.
You're another version of Kang the Conqueror.
I weaponized Goliath, and I ended the multiversal war. Hence, you're welcome. Stifling order or cataclysmic chaos. You may hate the dictator, but something far worse is gonna fill that void if you depose him.
Or you're a liar.
A Loki would think that.
You two run the thing.
You're lying. Why would you give up being in control?
It's tiring.
I'm tired. I'm older than I look.
You treated real people's lives like some kind of game.
It's not personal.
It's more complicated than a game.
It was personal to me.
Grow up! Murderer! Hypocrite!
We're all villains here.
It's like meeting the conductor at the end of Snowpiercer. Oh shit, is this something you didn't account for? Something not in order?
We just crossed the threshold.
Oh shit.
I knew everything up to a certain point, and that point was about
A few seconds ago. Holy shit. They could technically kill him now.
And now you're just gonna sit there with all that freedom and let us decide your fate.
yes, yes, yes. What's the worst that can happen?
Another manipulation.
I think Loki is
No lie.
considering it. Here we go, multiverse of madness. Branches are already forming.
Feels like a fresh start.
Oh.
Finish what we started and kill him.
Oh, fuck. Loki against Loki. Shit.
You want the throne.
No, that's not it, no.
They can never trust each other.
Sylvie, the universe is in balance. Everything we know to be
Damn
true.
it.
Why aren't we seeing this the same way?
Wait.
Damn. I did not see this coming.
Kill me. Take your throne.
'Cause he loves her.
Sylvie, stop. Stop.
I think even if they decide to take the throne, I don't know if they'll be able to get everyone in the TVA back in line.
I don't want a throne.
You want you.
I just want you to be okay.
Aww. I think she's tricking him. She's gonna turn around and kill him.
But I'm not you.
Fuck. Damn it.
Aren't you going to beg for your life?
No.
See you soon.
Damn. What now, Sylvie? What's your plan now? That's a lot of branches.
For all time.
Do not end here. Damn it. And once again, Loki loses. But I think he's gonna try to piece it all back together.
But someone is coming. Countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war. We need to prepare.
Take it easy. You're an analyst, right? What division are you from?
What are you talking about?
Who are you? What's your name?
These are branches of
Boots on
them.
the ground now.
There's already variants within the TVA. Shit. He already went into a different timeline. And how does that Mobius not know who any of the Lokis are? Even in a different timeline, you'd think he'd know a Loki. Is there credit scene? Okay, I just gotta look this up. Loki finale credit scene. Loki will return in season 2. So we're getting a Loki season 2. Okay, and no other credit scene besides that. Holy shit. Wow. So I was right in thinking that the events of this would lead up to the multiverse. We see a downfall of the TVA as we know it, and the death of the man at the end of time, who they don't specifically name in this, but he does mention that he has been known as a conqueror, so that makes me think that one of his variants is King the Conqueror. No other Loki or no Wanda, though, so I was completely wrong on those fronts. But this definitely opens up, like, a lot to happen in the future. Though I don't know why Mobius didn't recognize him as a Loki, because if Lokis are some of the most troublesome at the TVA, variant-wise, how could there be any Mobius out there that hasn't at least heard of Loki? Okay, and since this takes place... Technically the TVA is outside of time, so it's like they're not set in any specific time corresponding to the regular timeline. So I'm thinking that this opens up the multiverse, that all of a sudden we start getting variants, and I'm thinking that the events of this correspond to the end of WandaVision, in that now that the multiverse is like branching out and being created, that is how a variation of her kids being alive exists now. And that's why Wanda heard their voices when she was reading the Darkhold. She heard them in the multiverse. So Loki causes the multiverse of madness, and then Wanda is gonna go searching for her children in it. Damn. This was a good movie. I mean, this was a good series, and a really good episode, too. Like, this episode didn't have, like, the action I was thinking, besides, like, Loki and Sylvie's fight, but development. This had plenty of it. It is sad that Loki didn't get his little happily ever after with Sylvie. Like, he really cares for her, but like they said before, Sylvie can't trust anybody, especially herself. But then I have to wonder, where did Renslayer go? Because she went through a portal and mentioned about something of about her free will, making a little free will. Will she come back at some point, either in season 2 or in the MCU itself? I mean, what would season 2 contain? Okay, now I'm thinking, if there's a season 2, when would season 2 come out, and where would it take place within, like, the greater timeline? Because I'm thinking, will Doctor Strange 2 contain this variant of Loki? Will he be trying to help them ring in Wanda, but will we see Kang in that movie at all? Will he also be a villain there, or will they save him for the second season of Loki? It could go either way. I mean, I would hope that, or maybe in their path to, like, stop Wanda on her mad quest to find her children, they also start countering the different versions of Kang. But they will save, like, the final battle with, like, the final Kang until season 2. Because he said there's many variants, so they may come across one version of him and may defeat that version, but then they realize, like, this is only the beginning, and then that will spill into them trying to tie up the multiverse entirely in season 2 of Loki. So many questions. Oh, and I cannot wait for Doctor Strange 2 to come out. Why does it have to be next year? And will we get Renslayer or Mobius in Doctor Strange 2? That'd be cool, but I don't know if they have plans to actually do that. Because I didn't think that Loki was supposed to come out until after Doctor Strange came out anyway. Like the original timeline before COVID happened. But yeah, really good series. I will say that this one was not its own self-contained one-off story. Definitely with the plan of a season 2, that is understandable, but it is in its own way, it's diverging from how the other Marvel series have been established. The WandaVision one-off, Falcon and the Winter Soldier one-off. This one, cliffhanger. Big cliffhanger. And now it's just the guessing game on when we're going to see it continue. I do hope that this storyline does lead into and continue with Doctor Strange. And I do hope that we do see Sylvie in Doctor Strange 2. It'd be interesting to see her trying to help with the aftermath of her decision and try to make amends to Loki. Because I really enjoyed her character too. And it would be nice if, after all is said and done, if they can, be together. Even if they are the same person. But what did you guys think of this episode? Do you like how this played out? Do you enjoy the cliffhanger? Or did you wish that it did have more resolution at the end of the line? What are you hoping to see in Doctor Strange 2? And do you think one of the Evil Kings will make his debut there? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you next time when we have some more Marvel content to react to. But hit like and subscribe if you enjoy reactions like these. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single one. And thanks for stopping in for this Vicarious View.